This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie?
Mike, the best week in bowling, according to you. What do you think?
Best 2 weeks in bowling, according to Jeff Rickles.
Is it living up to the best?
Who's ornery on Twitter too? Could I just say, man, calm down, Jeff. Damn, I know he listens to this show, so I'll start it out with that. Relax, bro. Man, oh man, guy's tough. Call me names. He's calling me names because we're arguing about patches over shoes. Jeez Louise. He's saying we're the peanut gallery, son. I don't know.
He called us the peanut gallery. That's
did.
a compliment. Yo, that.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment, Jeff. We appreciate it, man.
Oh my goodness, there's so much bowling to discuss. Kevin Weeks says Final Five might be the best we could do. Yeah, not a bad point. Nico, what's good, Nico? NCAA bowling final was lit. Yes, it was. We're going to talk about that throughout the course of the night here. But yeah, just so much bowling to digest, so much bowling to discuss, to talk about. There's been 3 PBA titles awarded since we last had a show. I can't wait to break it down. I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest with the people. This week was not the best week for me viewing bowling. World Series schedule didn't align well with my own personal schedule. So I had to do some serious catching up throughout the week on various shows. But I'm all caught up, and I think I'm prepared to discuss things in an informed fashion. So shall we kick it? Oh well, Rob, let's not forget what the people come here for. Let's not forget what the people come here for. League report. I almost jumped into the PBA bowling without talking about our league report.
I know. What would the people do, Mike? Not here.
I know about our league report. So I'll go first. Bowl Tuesday night. First time I had bowled in like 2 weeks, almost 2.5 weeks because of my back issues. Back felt good. Bowled really good. Won a doubles pot and came in second in a doubles pot. Competed for the singles pot. I missed 1 or 2 makeables, a couple splits throughout the night, but 650 on the short. I finished the season at I think 202, which I'm extremely happy with. So wrapped up our 9-week session, third 9-week session. We had 20 guys. I raffled off a bowling ball. Shout to Charlie Tapp on the assist on that. Auctioned off an Ocean Vibe, raffled off an Ocean Vibe for anybody that had bowled 6 weeks or more. Austin Cadero, congratulations. He won the ball raffle, so he was the lucky winner there. Lou's in the chat. What's up, Lou? What's good? Good evening, sir. And he says, thanks for running it, Tony, too. Yeah, I'll give a shout to my guy, Tony. I couldn't have run it without him. He was a tremendous help. He did basically all the financial stuff. A lot of fun and made us all better. I definitely agree with that in terms of making us all better. And you know what? That was kind of the sentiment from everyone as we were wrapping up, was just that bowling this format, setting it up the way we did, running it the way we did, was definitely an enjoyable time. It was a fun format. We're looking to do it again next year. Everybody wants to run the same thing back next year. We're going to switch up the patterns. We might try and start a little bit earlier in the year so that we can do four sessions instead of 3. But listen, it was a great turnout most weeks. I couldn't be more happy with how it went. I'm looking to grow it a little bit. But yeah, that's basically my final league report, maybe until the summer. I'm undecided about what I'm going to do in the summer. Undecided about what league I'm going to bowl. I'm going to take a week or two and kind of give it some thought and go from there. But I'll definitely be bowling this summer in some capacity. I just don't know if it's going to be a league or what league it's going to be, or if I'm just going to maybe hit the training center once or twice a week and get some practice in, or if I might just say, you know what, I'll practice and bowl some events throughout the summer. Now, I don't know. I got to take a look at my schedule and the bowling schedule a little bit more closely before I make a call on that. So bowl Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night I got asked to sub again in the same league, same house league that I subbed in before, but it was a pre-bowl situation because they couldn't. Yeah, they needed a full roster to pre-bowl, and they couldn't make it tonight. So yeah, I told them no problem. I'll help them out. You know, today was my Friday. I'm off tomorrow, so I didn't mind it. Went to bowl in the same house, pretty much same conditions, kind of burn up house shot a little bit.
Mike is back, baby. Let's go.
China
I
Mike.
love it.
China Mike is back.
Big mush tear Mike. House Mouse Mike. We got so many. I love it.
I know.
Keep them coming.
I know. And you want? Can I say this too? People are going to hate me for saying this. The one thing I enjoy about bowling on the house shot is that you can let it go so easy. You can let it go so easy. Like you don't have to hit it at all. Okay, so that's one thing that I do enjoy. You can kind of play that nice, like, soft game that I really enjoy playing. 693 on the house last night. Not bad. 212, 234, 247.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good score. It's
definitely.
respectable.
Oh, it was terrible, bro. I gotta be. Dude, they're so easy. 693 was terrible. I mean, I went 6 through the face twice. I missed a 10 pin. I couldn't carry for basically like half the first game. So probably should have been about 740-ish if you give me a couple back. But you know, whatever.
Why is everything whenever you talk about your bowling, it's I bowled good, but I could have been 750. I could have been 690. You're always I could have been 800. I just it's like, dude, like that's the reason why, like, when I talk about my house shot, every week should have been 750 to 800, Mike.
I know. And listen, I totally understand that. I get that. And the way that I would explain it, my explanation there would be that, you know, they're quite easy. So anytime I miss, I feel like, man, if you give me that one back, I'm definitely striking, you know? And yeah, it's just, you know, it's kind of incredible. But, you know, listen, I mean, 693, whatever, I'll take it. I ain't complaining about 693, but definitely left a lot out there. You know, I was missing
690. I don't
missing all over and you know, like striking anyway. And
I don't know what John in the chat's saying, but yeah, I'll take 690 every week I bowl league. I'm not picky with my league scores. The 690 is fine with me.
I think if I bowled on a house shot for a whole season and really put my efforts into it, I mean, like, you know, had the right equipment in my hand, really made some efforts, I think I could average 240. I do. Like they seem that easy.
I've done it.
Yeah,
I've done it.
And
like,
I'm not saying that that's something like, oh, I average. Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends. Yeah. Like if you're bowling on a fresh house shot and it's a 3-man team, I mean, yeah, you could probably average easily. I don't say easily, but you could probably be over 235. Like,
yeah, well, no, when you say easily, like you could be over 235 and feel like you left a lot out there still.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I bowled on those type of shots and those doubles and triples, fresh house shots, right? And I mean, it's not really like for guys out, and I don't want to put it like it's easy for everybody. But for guys who have been bowling as long as we've been bowling, and for as bowling is how long we've been bowling, where our level is, yeah, 230, 225 to 235 is pretty common, right? Because, you know, we're really tuned to bowl that the sport shots, whatever. But like, I don't want to make it seem like it's just it's easy for everybody because everybody's at a different skill level, and there's just for us it could be a lot easier, but for a lot of people, anything over 190, 200 is really good. So it's just one of those things.
Scott in the chat asking, is Patch Pirate Mike in the upcoming? That's going too far, Scott. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned in the chat.
TD, what up, man? I don't know if that's Tom Doherty. I doubt it.
No, probably not.
Doubt it.
So yeah, I had a good time bowling though. It was fun, and like I said, it's fun to strike. It's fun to not struggle, and for them to be easy. The biggest difference in my score was that this time, instead of bringing in two symmetrical pieces, I brought in two asymmetrical pieces, and they clearly that's what I should be using because they just smoothed it out so much, and the carry was so much better, and it just created so much more area for me. So definitely at Nob Hill, that's where I was subbing. That's the name of the place, Nob Hill Country Lanes. I would definitely say like ASIM is definitely the way to go for me. So
yeah, the wet dry is, I mean, that's what I learned really quick. When I bowled my house, I think I was using a whole bunch of symmetrical shit, and then I went to a paradox or a paradigm, a blue one. I mean, with the pin almost like by my palm, and it just completely smoothed everything out for me.
I also hit the training center last Saturday with my guy GQ. He wanted to get some work in. He's going to bowl the Lebanon tournament, also known as the Bologna tournament, the Dutchman, I think it's called, up here in Pennsylvania, Memorial Day weekend.
Wait, there's a tournament called the Dutch Oven?
The Dutchman.
Oh, I thought it was the Dutch Oven.
No, that would be ridiculous. The Dutchman. It's also
Penny would be bowling the Dutch Oven.
Also known as the Bologna tournament. And he wanted to get some work in because they bowl on two patterns, one for team, one for singles and doubles. So called up the Parker Bone Rev Rates Training Center, had them put out the two patterns for us. Went in on Saturday, got a good 2-hour practice session in. Broke it down for him, got him using the right balls, talked about what the transitions were going to be like. So he should be well equipped to go in and win some bolognas at the Bologna tournament. If you throw 6 in a row, they give you a free bologna. So,
well, if you eat enough bologna, you're going to have a lot of Dutch Oven that night.
Maybe if he throws 2 6-baggers, I'll get a bologna.
You know what the trophy for the Dutch Oven would be? Oh, that's pretty easy, Henry. Do you remember our worst of the week last week? You probably get a piss pad on a trophy.
I was gonna say a poop stain covered comforter, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a huge fan.
A comforter with ricochet shots on it.
Anyway, well, good luck at the Dutch Oven tournament, and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna go quick on my league review because nobody really wants to hear about my 650 because that's what I bowled. The one thing that was good about my league this week is the fact that we won 32 out of 35 points. I mean, we really bowled well. The other team was, a little bit frustrated to say the least. So team bowled good. We're making a late run at the quarter, Mike. A late run at the quarter. We've won, I think, 25 points plus the last 3 to 4 weeks, and it's because my man TQ getting the tables. But an update on the Bolero table situation is the boxes. There is an update here on the story. The boxes that I took a picture next to and put on my Twitter were actually the chairs, Mike. The tables have not come in yet. So there is a bunch of chairs in the bar right now, but yet there is still no tables. So,
question for you: Would you settle for just chairs?
I mean, no, because what if you want to drink or eat? What are you gonna do? Put it on your lap?
Put it on the floor.
I don't know.
Get another chair. Get another. How about
maybe
2 chairs? Put the chair in front of you. Eat off the other chair.
Maybe. So the story continues. Yes, Kevin Weeks. The table gate continues. We have, I believe, 3 more weeks. The third week is a sweeps. So the sweeps week, I plan on bringing in 8 bowling balls. I'm going full tournament mode on sweeps. Like I'm
You
not
wearing
fucking around.
you wearing
Yeah.
a name? You wearing a name shirt too? You going full patch pirate?
Well, I'm going name shirt. I'm going 8 balls. I'm going like I'm showing up early. I'm putting tape in the ball. I'm hitting my pad when I right now I walk in, I put my ball down, I practice. Like
You breaking them down with 500 grit?
500 grit. I'm gonna start 5 right, and I'm gonna have the whole team play it on 5, and I'm gonna move left like the USBC team tournament. Going
Listen,
full
my advice is
circle.
if you've been winning, don't change nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Probably not, but for me, I'm going to bring in 2 triple rollers though for sweeps. I'm gonna bring in some balls that I haven't looked at actually, some tournament balls that I haven't thrown yet. So,
Justin in the chat saying, Miss Big Mike live tweeting the shows the past 2 nights. It was hilarious following you during the Cheetah show. Justin, I appreciate that. I have a funny story about the Cheetah show and my betting adventures on the Cheetah show when we get to that point. But yeah, I wasn't able to live tweet the shows the last 2 nights because quite honestly, I didn't watch them live. I had to catch up on them because I bowled Tuesday night. And Bolero did have bowling on in the bowling center Tuesday night. We had it on in the pro shop. They had it on at the bar, and we had my guy Gabe at our league. He usually sets his phone up and puts it in the back so people can kind of walk by and see what's going on. So I was able to catch some of the action on Tuesday night, but Wednesday night I didn't see much at all. So no live tweeting for me on those shows. Sunday, Justin, I'll be locked in, and I'm going to be in rare form because I'm down. I'm down multiple 3-digit numbers over here for the week, and I need somebody to step up and win this world championship for me so I can get somewhere close to even for the week. So I will be watching the world championship live Sunday, and I will be live tweeting that.
all right, Mike. I think let's talk. We got a lot of bowling to talk about.
Oh my
Nobody wants
goodness,
to hear about our shenanigans.
so much bowling to talk about. All
There's
right,
some
let's go in
shoe
order.
talk.
Shall we go in order?
Yeah, there's some shoe talk. There's some
there's gutter ball talk. There's foul
gutter balls,
talk.
There's foul
There's
talk.
boring bowlers talk. There's choke talk. There's gag talk.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
player of the year talk. There's bad rack talk. There's so much to talk about. I don't
Mike,
honestly.
Welcome, Mike.
Thanks
Glad
for the
you could
support,
join us
Mike. We
with this.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Get
appreciate
involved.
it.
Get involved. Let us know your thoughts as we go along here. We love hearing from the people in the chat. Nico again pointing out the NCAA
He
championship.
loves
That
it.
was a great show.
Nico loves the NCAA championship. My guy has been telling
Dying.
everybody about it.
I know. Nico, we'll get to it. It's going to take us a while, so stick with us. But we'll get to it. It's not going to be deep coverage of it, but yeah. So we're
dude, Sleepy Sam Cooley, man. We got to talk about Sleepy, dude. Oh my goodness, there's so much storylines here. All right, Mike, let's talk Cheetah because we got to break it down. Well, the first match really was the match that everybody was talking about. Still talking.
All right, hold on.
Right?
Hold on. Let me set the scene for the people here. Okay. Shout to Bet Rivers. Okay. Shout to Bet Rivers because they got bowling odds up in Jersey now. So I'm on my own. I'm out here, Rob. I'm out here on my own. I did have to go through you. I don't have to go through you anymore. Okay. I'm out here on my own.
Thank you.
And I wanted to bet this show. Okay. So I bet Buttriff to win the first game and the over the first game. Okay. I got Buttriff to win the over, Buttriff to win and the over the first game separate. There wasn't a parlay. The parlay I think they started offering parlays the second night, I believe. But the first night I didn't see any parlays. So I bet Buttriff to win the game and the over separate. And in the first 5 frames, there's 3 gutter balls and a foul. Okay? And I got Buttriff and the over. So I'm looking, I still had a shot at the over, even though there were 3 gutter balls and a foul. I still had a shot at the over. Obviously, didn't get it. Didn't even really come close. I think it was 462.5. And I had it 2 ways, actually. I had it at 460, and I had it at 462.5. So didn't come close to that in the end. But if they would have went off the sheet from like the 6th or 7th frame, I would have cashed that. And, of course, Buttriff ends up losing the match with 2 fouls. He fouls again later in the game, which may have actually been helpful to him because he left the what did he leave? The 3-4, I think, or something. What was, I forget the combination spare that he left, but it would be the 2-6 for righties, I believe. So terrible. What a terrible way to get off to my start in betting, to lose in that fashion. 3 gutter ball. It's never happened before. I'm watching the show thinking, what the hell is going on out here?
There's a few things. One, I heard in the chat people saying allegedly he actually got a new pair of shoes that day of the show and how to use them. And that is correct from my information and my sources. I was actually talking to people about it on Tuesday Night League who know him. Obviously he bowls in my area and I know him personally. But yes, from my understanding, and I believe they talked about it, Randy did on the next show about his shoes. So I guess I just have some questions for Jacob. When I see him, I'll ask him, if your shoes were in that bad a shape, like, why wouldn't you get them weeks or if not months prior to the tour starting? Like, why would you wait until the day of a show to get new shoes? There's just some things that don't add up.
You
to
bowl
me.
league, like, why not have an extra pair of shoes that you're constantly breaking in so that if you need them, you got them broken in?
Well, if I was on tour, Mike, I would. You no doubt would have 2 pairs of bowling shoes, right? Like
If I was on tour, I'd have 6 pairs of bowling
you'd have
shoes.
6, right? You would make
Yes.
sure like you would have multiple pairs of shoes.
Yes.
So there's
I
a lot
wouldn't change my soles and heels. I would change the
Change
whole
shoes.
entire shoe. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, like if I'm traveling, I take my shoes with me when I travel in a book bag because if they lose my bag and I'm checking it in on an airplane, like I don't want the shoes to be lost. The shoes are with me. The only time the shoes are getting lost is if the plane goes down and the crashes with me, and I'm probably going to, use those shoes to swim out of the river off the plane. But you know what I mean. All I'm saying is, I just think there's something more to this than we know about why he would switch shoes the day of the show. It doesn't
Nah,
make any sense.
I don't know. I think you could be off on that. I mean, bowlers are kind of like, I'm not going to say sensitive. I'm going to say,
Size 18. GT.
yeah, nice conversation on Twitter, GT. Appreciate that, man. But bowlers are kind of like they want to wear the same shoes. Yeah, they want to keep their shoes. Like, you get comfortable with a pair of shoes.
Well, yeah,
And
every bowler's like that. But you
okay,
wanna have a
okay.
backup there, right?
So I think, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I think you have to understand and give a little more leeway for that type of thinking because bowlers are kind of like that with their shoes. They want to wear the
Oh,
same shoes. They want
I'm
to
like
keep the
that.
same shoes. Me too.
100%.
I really don't like switching bowling shoes. I even know some guys that wear older versions of Dexters because they have a favorite Dexter. Right? Like a
Right.
certain
No,
model
I'm
or
with you.
whatever, right?
It
So
took
they
me
don't.
12 years to get new shoes. I just got new shoes. I literally had the same shoes since college.
Okay.
Like, but
See, so I mean,
but
again, I
they
think
were. But
that
Mike,
said, you got to get a little leeway.
no. But here's the difference. I'm not on tour. I don't bowl full time, right?
Okay.
My shoes didn't have holes in them. The soles weren't falling off, right? Like when it's time to like start thinking about getting a new pair of shoes, and as a professional, you have your schedule from January until now in February. You're bowling, 50 to 100 games a week. You might start planning on maybe it's time for me to like get a new pair of shoes because if my sole falls off in the middle of a show, I'm probably screwed, right? So there's something weird about this. I don't know.
All right. Well, get to
I'll
the
ask
bottom
Jacob.
of it.
I
Get to the
will.
bottom of it.
I will.
But I mean, honestly, like that was a horror show of a match. That was a horror show of a match. Jimmy's right in the chat. He said, "Seems like he would make an adjustment." Or I'm sorry, that wasn't his comment. His comment was, "Thank goodness he won the later on because it was a brutal loss." And I agree. I mean, for a professional to foul twice, and let me say,
My guy, what up, Anthony?
did anybody else feel while watching that show that it wasn't a foul when they showed the replay of the foul?
No, it was a foul.
I don't know, man. It didn't look like a foul to me. I
No.
almost wanted to protest with Bet Rivers and kind of say, well,
Ah,
wait a minute
stop
here.
it. There's
Okay,
a
I
guy
feel like
sitting there. There's a guy sitting there right on the lanes. You've been to TV shows. You see the foul
I could
judge.
see an HD cover. I probably could see better in HD camera coverage than I
Stop
can
it.
from the guy sitting on
Stop
the
it.
side.
Stop it. He
Anybody
fouled.
out there agree with me? There ain't a
No.
single person in the chat that watched it
No,
and
he
said, "Oh,
fouled.
that wasn't a foul."
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
Jimmy says he fouled, so he fouled.
That was a horror show of a match, though. Shout to AJ Johnson though for putting the gutter balls behind him and being able to get up and perform later in the match. I was impressed with that. I was so impressed with that, in fact. And I thought, okay, AJ Johnson got through with throwing 3 gutter balls. He's got to feel like he escaped here. Now he's going up against Joe Grondin, who's on his first show ever. Okay. And I thought AJ's got to win this match.
So
Okay. He's
you
got
bet
to
on
win this
AJ.
match. So I bet on I now I'm chasing.
Hold
Now
on,
I'm
wait.
chasing. Okay.
I have the new meme from Mike every time he bets. Mike taking L's. L. You get an L. You get an L. Everybody gets an L.
You're not kidding. I mean, I'm almost to the point where I feel like if I bet on these guys, they're destined to lose. So I thought AJ was in a really good position to just loosen up and come out and bowl that second game. And I'm not saying that he didn't do that. Things just didn't go his way. Credit to Grondin. Grondin bowled really good. And can we talk about Grondin for a second? Grondin might be my new second favorite Pro Bowler. Okay.
Grondin is one of my top 5 favorite Pro Bowlers. The guy's been on one show.
Entertainment. Okay.
Fantastic.
Talking to himself like a lunatic.
Yeah, I do this shit all the time. You dumbass, how could you make a shot like that? You suck.
I know.
Go home. What the hell are you doing here? That's me bowling a tournament.
Shows up with the Kevin Durant's on. Okay. Shows up with the Kevin Durant's on. Randy doesn't realize that the tape is on the shoes because of the logos.
Right.
And basically insinuates that he's got tape on his shoes because they're falling apart. Okay.
Oh, Randy.
So I'm watching the show and I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I thought, the tape's on there because of the logos, I would believe. It didn't look like the tape was holding the shoes together or anything like that. But and that's a whole nother subject. We got into a debate on Twitter. That's where Jeff Rickles got all heated about the discussion in the PBA rules about what can be shown and what can't. And honestly, I'm not going to even discuss it here very much, but I just thought it was a dumb thing that they made him put the tape on the shoes. I'm not even going to give the reasons and go into the arguments. I just thought it was dumb. Like there's other logos that appear on the shows all the time that don't have anything to do with bowling, like Adidas and Nike, and they don't cover those up or get rid of those. And I understand that, there's no bowling pants, but at the same time, it's like if you're going to ban one logo, why aren't you going to ban them all? Grondin was just super. Grondin, his mindset in that game was like he was bowling for his life. Okay? When he left that 4-pin and started talking to himself, I was thinking, my goodness, like this guy is just locked. This guy is just locked, man. Like he really, really wants this. So shout to him. He bowled a really good game. I mean, he went out there piping it, just straight piping it. And I was impressed, for his first show.
So the one thing I'm a little bit concerned about Grondin is how do you have a slide and a knee bend like he has, and he's wearing sneakers?
I know.
My guy's going to have knee problems. Wait till you hit 40, my friend.
And not only that, but like fast footwork. Yes, like his footwork is fast.
Oh, he's aggressive.
Yeah, his footwork is fast. And like, I was thinking the same thing, Rob. Like, man, that's got to be a violent stop.
On your knee.
Because he's fast and his footwork is fast. His ball speed is fast. Let's talk for a second about my man's song. I didn't know what song it was. It was some like headbangers ball. I'm gonna get into a mosh pit and break somebody's nose type
I love it.
jam. Okay.
Grondin's the man,
But
dude.
my
Run that kid.
man was rocking. He was
The best.
rocking during frames. I mean, between frames. And I got to say, I'm with that. Like, when I used to bowl action in North Jersey, they'd have Hot 97, the hip hop station, playing over the PA system. And
Yo,
if I
Buckmaster
had it,
Flex.
and Flex was dropping bombs,
Hell yeah.
okay, and I
Flex.
had it, and I was whacking them, oh, you were going to get a performance. I was going to be rapping along. I was going to be out there throwing down, okay? So let me be clear, Joe Grondin up there on my list. I want to see. Give me more Joe Grondin.
You're
Okay?
allowed to wear sneakers as bowling shoes as long as you weren't wearing them in the streets. I don't want to get it wrong here.
Is that just a PBA thing?
No, I mean like USBC. Like you could wear bowl. Like I know people who wear
I'm pretty
sneakers.
sure there's USBC people who bowl in sneakers that are right off
Yeah.
the street.
Oh well, see, I don't know if you could do that. I think
Okay.
that's illegal. I think
I would agree. I don't think you should be
you know
doing
why
that.
you know why I know this because back in my old area, guy he won the tat a few months ago. Bobby Campanelli used to bowl in sneakers all the time, but he would have to carry the sneakers in his like shoe bag, like his actual bowling shoes. So Stay Rook bowled in sneakers. It's legal. You can do it as long as you weren't wearing them out in the street. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, people. I just want to make sure like that's the right information. Um, but I know also I saw when did I see somebody actually put rubber soles on both bowling shoes? Who's
Yeah,
that
that was Matt
yesterday?
Ogle. That was Matt Ogle.
Ogle. So Ogle puts rubber soles on both his bowling shoes. If that was me, Mike, I would wear my sneakers too. Shit, I'd be wearing sweet J's, bro. Yo, I'd be getting some fresh kicks if I was bowling in them. Yo,
Yeah, it was interesting to me when I caught up on that show because part of what Jeff Rickles was arguing with me about is that the reason they had to change the cover, the label, is because there's bowling companies that sell shoes, but nobody makes a shoe. He's allowed to wear the sneakers because nobody makes a shoe that has a rubber sole. But clearly, Matt Ogle has a shoe that has a rubber sole. So
yeah.
why wouldn't Joe Grondin be forced to wear that? I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway,
I'm
so
just making a point.
we got Knuckle. Yo, I want to see Grondin succeed. Yo, Grondin, if you bowling a tournament, what his self-talk is when they mic him up, beautiful thing to watch because it's exactly what I think. And dude, he was hard on himself. I mean, he was hard on himself, and I'm the
He was
same way when
vocal
I'm
too.
bowling.
He was very
Right.
vocal. He was very loud. You could understand every word he was saying. He
Right.
wasn't whispering to himself. He was yelling at himself.
Oh,
Okay. He was
no,
ranting
you
at
suck.
himself.
You suck. You just. Remember, the old bowlers used to punch each other in the
Yes.
heads. Tom Hess used to do that. He used to punch himself in the head after he threw a bad shot. That's the entertainment. I like that. I want to hear that. I don't want it to watch a robot bowl. Okay, 4 games. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So anyway, okay,
Grondin wins.
Grondin wins. He goes to a match against EJ Tackett, and it was actually a pretty good match.
Shout to Grondin.
Grondin,
Kid performed
Grondin made it
well.
close.
I want to see Grondin bowl for a title. Okay, but you can't expect Grondin to go in and run that ladder.
No.
And
No,
I mean, he wasn't in the bottom spot. I understand, but you can't expect him to run the ladder from where he was at. I mean, that was a killer lineup of bowlers. So I wasn't surprised that he I thought it was a great performance by him to win one match. I give him credit for hanging in against Tackett, but you're bowling the best and perhaps the best and definitely the hottest bowler on the planet. And no shame in taking that loss.
I'm going to post comment up by Michael. Now Grondin was fine talking to himself. At least he wasn't an ass like Sean Rash cursing on TV. Yo, why are we so hard on Sean Rash, man? He's entertaining too, and he's got his own ways of being entertaining. So would you rather have 5 Sam Coolies bowling a step ladder, or would you rather have Sean Rash cursing and doing what he does, and a Grondin talking to himself? That's what makes bowling entertaining, is when you have pros who aren't afraid to be themselves and are animated. And obviously Cooley was himself, but that doesn't really help the viewers, to be honest with you.
Michael,
Okay.
I want to see people lose their mind on TV. Okay, in bowling, like
I
that's
want
what
to
I'm
see
there
someone
for.
kick a ball return. When's that going to happen? Anyway, so Tackett, man, how good is Tackett right now? I mean, he that BJ Moore Tackett match. I am very upset with myself. I'm very upset with myself. That could have been the easiest money I ever made betting a match. Because you have literally the hottest bowler on the planet. The guy is having maybe, if not arguably, the greatest professional bowling year of all time right now, right? And he's bowling against the guy, BJ Moore, who hasn't really made a lot of shows. His whole family is there. He's bowling a title match, right? There's going to be nerves, right? EJ Tackett, cool, calm, been there, done that, right? The match was over from the first frame, Mike. I hate to say it, but I think BJ Moore started with a gutter and then 6. The match was over after that. BJ didn't have a chance to win that match. It was EJ Tackett ran away with it. Props to BJ Moore, great tournament, right? Makes a show, almost wins. But yeah, EJ Tackett was just on fire, man. You ain't gonna beat him on that. And he had miss left, he had miss right. I mean, he had
And
everything.
how you gonna, like you said, how you gonna give this guy super serial killer mode, and you're gonna go gutter 6 in the first frame against him? I mean, come on. That's like sprinkling chum in the water while there's a great white around. The great white's just going to come up and eat everything, and that's
Yeah,
what Tackett did. And he wins another title. His fourth title this year, or fifth title this year?
it was his 5th title, I
Fifth
think.
title this year. I
I
mean,
think.
sick, bro. Just sick bowling.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like after the season's done, he's going to be bowling for the World Championship show as well. And after the season is done, we really might be saying that this is the best season in PBA history.
it's not
Like
even. He's got a lot of bowling left. It's not even.
we were a little after Mark Roth, obviously. Like he was a little bit before our time of watching bowling on TV on a regular basis. But we did watch basically the whole career of Walter Ray. We watched basically the whole career of Pete Weber.
Oh, it's more
And
titles. It's more
I
titles.
don't I mean, I know Walter Ray, there were seasons where it seemed like he made every show. But I don't know if I ever remember Walter Ray. And this could be recency bias too. Believe me, I'd have to go back and I'd have to take a look at various, at the stats and what Walter Ray did. But EJ Tackett is having one of those Walter Ray like seasons where it's just like every show, it feels like he's bowling for every title. It feels like he's in the hunt every single week. And the amazing thing about it is that not only is Tackett doing this, but Simo is doing it at the same time. And Simo's overall resume this year in terms of finishes might be just as impressive as EJ Tackett's with the 4 titles.
Yeah.
So, I think some debate remains, some things remain to be settled. This World Championship show on Sunday, it's likely going to decide Player of the Year. It's likely going to decide Player of the Year because
Randy made an interesting comment. He thinks that Simon needs to win the World Championship and he needs to win the next major. What is the last major? The Tour Finals?
yeah.
You do agree with that?
No, the players is what Randy was talking about.
The Players Championship.
Yeah, I do. Because if he doesn't, then EJ is going to edge him out in titles anyway. Right. So I would agree with Randy there. And I thought I heard the same thing when I watched the show, and I thought that was a good point. But would it surprise you if that happened? I mean, Simo hasn't finished outside the top 10 yet.
No.
So what do you think? Like, are you going to bet against him to make the Players show? I'm not going to bet against him to make the Players show. So he's probably going to have a shot there. He's already on the World Championship show. He's going to have a shot there. And if he wins it, he's likely going to have to go through Tackett. So I think this show on Sunday is going to be a real deciding factor because I think we're going to get Simonson against Tackett. Winner bowls Buttriff, I believe. Buttriff is the top seed, right?
No, but
And
is he? No, I don't think so. I think that's wrong. I think Tackett is the number 1 seed.
let's check that.
But all I'm saying here is that Tackett headlines loaded finals. Let me see here if I could pull this up. World Championship scores, stats.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. I had it incorrect. You know what it was? I was checking when I brought those standings up. It was earlier in the day. It's Tackett, Simonson, Buttriff, Belmonte, Santu, right? So,
Yo,
I mean, what do we all want? What do we all want? You know, no
Simo
disrespect to any of these other guys on this show, but we all want Simo and Tackett bowling in the final of this. I mean, because that is just going to be some epic shit, son.
So
If
here's what
they
you
bowl
want.
each other in this title match, this is going to be some epic shit.
What
honestly.
you want here is, and no disrespect to Buttriff here, like the kid, he's a friend of mine. You want Belmonte to beat Santu and beat Buttriff, and then have Belmo bowl Simo, and then winner bowl Tackett. I mean, that's what you really. That's where.
No, I'm sorry, I disagree. I don't care. I don't care who gets to Simo. I want Simo to win that game, and I want Simo Tackett bowling for the World Championship. 72 games, and who does it come down to? It comes down to the best 2 guys in the world, the hottest 2 players in the world. And if Simonson wants to snatch the Player of the Year award right out of EJ's hands, he has to win this game. He has to win this match. I mean, sick. This is sick. Okay? Charlie Tapp pointing out that he's got Belmo plus 1,700. That's a sick bet, Charlie. That's a sick bet. Love that bet. But I'm not hating on you, but I still want Simo and Tackett in the final here. I mean, Simo Tackett is what bowling fans need, bro.
Well, here's the thing:
do you
remember I talked at the beginning of the year, and I wrote that article for Jeff for Eagles11frame.com about rivalries and how the bowling world needs rivalries. Tackett Simonson is a rivalry, and it needs to become a very, very good rivalry. And this is the tournament where it could happen. I need to see an aggressive Simonson. I need to see someone who really wants to win. And I need to see a really dirty Tackett, and I need to see them going at each other. And let's set the bowling world up for the next 10 years with what could be a Rush type rivalry movie, right? Where they might make a movie 10 years later about the greatest bowling rivalry in the history of bowling. Okay?
Can I make a comparison? I'd like to see it develop into a Walter Ray, Pete Weber type rivalry.
This could be a better rivalry than that because you got 2 players.
I agree, but I'm saying like that type in the sense of 2 players who, when they bowl each other, you know that they want to beat each other, right? Whenever Pete and Walter bowled, you knew they wanted to beat each other. That was clear.
They didn't bowl each other a lot on TV, though.
I know. And whenever they did, Walter beat Pete. That's a fair point, Jimmy. That is a fair point.
But they didn't bowl each other a lot on TV. I think it was a very low amount of matches they bowl each other. Simo Tackett has the really ability for them to bowl each other close to almost every show, right? Like they're right now that much better than 98% of everybody who's on tour. Man, we need them to go at each other a little bit. We need the stakes are as high as they get for this coming show Sunday, and we really need that match to happen for the championship. We do. I agree with you. But Sprinkle and Belmo, who could make things very interesting for that show too.
No question. Yeah. I mean, I agree that it would raise the bar a little bit to have Belmo start a run up the ladder and then get to Simonson, and now Simonson's got to beat Belmo to even have a chance to bowl Tackett. You just be sick. It's going to be sick entertainment. I'm ready to lock in on Sunday. I can't wait. I'm super excited for this show.
I'm not sure what pissed Leon Platt off, but he's mad. He's real salty.
No, he's referencing the fake documentary. It's what do you have to search on YouTube? I think it's like Any Given Saturday or Any Given Sunday.
I thought we pissed him off, or so I thought.
Oh no, you listen. If you have not watched this fake documentary yet, if you have watched A League of Ordinary Gentlemen, okay, the actual real documentary about the PBA, if you haven't watched that, go watch that first. A League of Ordinary Gentlemen. It's on YouTube, right? Then after you're done watching A League of Ordinary Gentlemen, go search for Any Given Saturday or Any Given Sunday and watch that. It's like a short 20-minute fake documentary, and they do a parody of Weber, Rob, in this documentary. And when he does the wrestling chop in the parody, he yells out "Suck my sack." Okay, in the parody version of Weber. It's so it is hilarious, and that's not even the funniest thing in it. The funniest thing in it is the parody version of Wayne Webb that they have in this fake documentary. Honestly, it's probably the funniest bowling thing I've ever seen in my life. So take my word, if you want a good laugh, do that in the order that I just pronounced it, and you will get a good laugh. Okay. All right, we got to move forward. We got to move. I thought this had the possibility of being a 3-hour show tonight. So we got to keep it moving.
No, not do 3 hours.
Also, I want to tell people, but real quick before we move forward, we're going to do our full rundown on Sunday. Okay,
for the World Championship.
So we'll recap in terms of our regular rundown with our categories. We'll recap the whole World Series on Sunday as well. But we wanted to just run through the step ladders of these shows to break down the action tonight. So if you're watching the World Championship and you want to hear our breakdown for the whole week and who we give our category awards to, tune in on Sunday. All right, Rob. Next show is the Scorpion Championship.
Yes, the Scorpion Championship. Oh, let me pull up here.
Simo in the first game. I mean, Jesper made a little run, right? That's what the first few matches come down to. Yeah. Jesper made a little run. He beats Simo. Who'd he bowl in the second game?
He beats Simo. He goes to Santu. Beats Santu.
Santu, holy shit, bro. I honestly don't know if I ever seen somebody play a lane the way Santu was playing it in that game. And I know it wasn't super successful, but my God, did you all see on the chart like what he was doing? He was basically playing sixth arrow, okay, to 7. Sixth arrow to 7 as a break point.
And he lost.
I know, but Rob, honestly,
maybe he should have tried something different.
After that game, I thought to myself, like, I've really never seen the game played that way. Like somebody playing that extreme of an angle that early on a lane, and like, it was remarkable to me. It really was. It was the wrong decision. There's no question. It was the wrong decision. He'll be back. He'll be back, no question.
Talented. I mean, he's on the World Championship show.
Yeah, super. He's going to be around for good. He's one guy you could almost stamp like we're going to see him on numerous shows going forward in the future.
Oh, he's part of the future. I mean, he's got he's got exactly what the game needs today. His style it really fits what's going on in today's PBA. Honestly,
So Jesper makes a little run through the step ladder,
and then he runs into
loses his ball reaction.
Wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he loses his ball reaction too.
Well, so I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that's what Jesper is missing from his game. Okay, when he has it with the urethane, he's very, very good, and he's almost to a point very unbeatable when he has that pitch black and he has that move. But when the urethane goes away, I feel like he just has a hard time trying to figure out what to do next. And just my opinion, from when I've seen him bowl on TV and when I've watched him bowling and qualifying and streaming on Bowl TV, he's very and I don't want to really call him one-dimensional, But I feel like when the urethane goes away, I would have loved to just seen him, switch to a performance ball in the middle of that game, and put together a 4, 5, 6 in a row. I feel like that's what he really kind of needs to learn how to do. Now, I mean, it could be off saying that, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, pretty obvious, right? But the one thing I'll say is that you're comfortable doing what you do. You have your A game. Clearly his A game is your thing, and it's a lot. It's a lot to ask somebody to make that kind of change.
But that's the difference between the righty two-handers and the lefty two-handers, Mike. If Simo was throwing his urethane up 10 and he started to lose his urethane, Simo would easily switch out of that urethane, go to a performance ball, and be able to run 4 or 5 in a row. Belmonte has done it too. Been able to start with the urethane with the two-handers and and lose the reaction and able to completely switch and move left and open up the lane. The lefties, you don't see them doing that. Now, Henry makes a good comment in the chat, and I kind of agree with him. Does urethane kill the versatility of the modern bowlers? Mike, you know how I feel about that. I wrote about that in an article. Yes. Yes, they do. So I feel like that's
the thing that surprises me the most about the point you're making, because I agree with the point you're making, but the thing that surprises me the most about it is that he's been out there for quite a while now, and you got to guess that he's in the lab. You got to guess he's in the lab. He's in the gym putting his work in. You got to guess that he's trying to figure these things out and find a solution and find something that's going to work. And I would love to hear from a ball rep perspective, or even from Jesper himself, in terms of why other things don't work, right? Why haven't you gone to these other options in competition? Is it, what do you see that makes it hard for you to do that, right? Because like as soon as he left the bucket early in the game, it was clear, like, all right, yeah, like this isn't going to work. So, all right, so Jesper makes a little run. He runs into EJ, right? No. Oh,
Buttriff.
yes.
Yeah, EJ, and now EJ bowls Buttriff.
Right, and then EJ bowls Buttriff in the final.
EJ did EJ things in the show. That split that he threw in the ninth was an absolute dagger. And for this match, I thought EJ had the tournament. Like, he had this tournament, and then going into that ninth frame,
had player of the year too.
Had it. And it's funny, in the 7th frame of that match, I was at Bolero Mesa. We were bowling league. It was last night or Tuesday night. And I saw EJ's reaction when he made a switch. He moved a lot left in the final match after the 180 game. And I saw his reaction, and I said, man, he doesn't have a lot of room to miss, because if he does miss, he's got a very, very, very good chance of going like 5 through the face if he misses in. And I said that to somebody.
Well, he missed it. He missed in earlier in the game and left the 4-6.
Yeah,
I believe, is that what it was? It was the 4-6 he left early in the game, and then he shot it straight, which I thought was really strange. Like, I don't, 4-6. I'm trying. I guess I'm trying to hook it and knock the 6 over into the 4. But yes, I saw that too, Rob. It was clear that if he missed left, the possibility of disaster was there, and that's what he did in the 9th frame. I mean, it was clear as day, even on the chart, like even on the graphic that they have up on the side. It was clear as day that he missed in. It was a bad shot. He missed in. To me, I was thinking, man, is he putting undue pressure on himself here, thinking about wrapping up Player of the Year with this title? And adding that extra layer of pressure there, and perhaps that's why it reared its head. And it's also interesting to me because he changed the narrative at some point this year.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when we came into this season, we were talking about EJ kind of having some problems, struggling on TV, not being able to close the deal. And, man, he put his foot in the ass of that narrative, okay? But now, here we are again. Key part in the season. Perhaps I'm not going to say the most key part of the season for him, because he's won a couple tournaments for $100,000. But in terms of overall building of the season, key part of the season here for him. And that rears its ugly head again. 5 through the face, right? And then Buttriff gives it right back to him.
Yep.
Gives it right back to him. Okay. And goes up, gets fortunate, trips the 4. Okay. Then leaves a bucket when he needs 9 to basically wrap it up, and leaves a bucket and gives EJ a chance. And people said, I saw a couple comments on Twitter saying, "Oh, EJ threw a great shot in the 10th." I think Jacob even said that in his press conference that I watched. I'll be honest, I didn't really think it was that great of a shot. I mean, that shot was right and deep down the lane, and it was clear that it was coming in behind the head pin. And you when you're EJ Tackett, you always have the opportunity for a messenger, but the messenger missed. I wasn't really that shocked at it when I saw the reaction of the ball. So Buttriff wins the title. First title, what'd they say? First title in 4 years, which seems crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's there a lot, So
Yes.
I was rather surprised to hear that. But yeah, great bowling by him. Another title for the Purple Hammer. Another title for the Purple Hammer, another title for Buttriff, and he deserved it.
Yeah, it was a good match though. That was a good show though. I mean, there was
It was.
there was a lot of close matches, a lot of matches went down to the 10th. There was a lot of emotion. So yeah, and then I was at Bolero Mesa and I tweeted this out watching the show, and it was cool to see bowling on TV, and everybody's watching before the league started, and everyone was rooting for Jacob, and it was just cool to see because he bowls league there, and he's such a nice kid. He really is a nice kid. He's nice to everybody. He's literally probably the nicest kid on tour. Everybody even talks about how he's a gracious loser. He's not a sore winner. So yeah, I was happy for him. He deserved it. He bowls a lot. He works hard.
No doubt. No doubt. And you're right. It was a good show. All right, on to the Shark. Third title that's been awarded this week. Who do we start with in this?
It was Sleepy Sam versus Santu.
Yes. Sort of a carry contest in that match, I thought.
Yeah,
Santu got the worst. Yeah, Santu got the worst end of a carry contest.
Yeah. God, Sam Cooley throws the ball so good. Like his style and the way he throws it, and his ball, his hand, how he gets out of it, is just so unique. That when he's able to move left and be able to get his ball to hit the pattern right off of it, his carry is very good because of that. But interesting fact that they said on TV that I didn't realize it is Sam Cooley's 2 titles were on short patterns. And this was the first time he was bowling on TV on a long pattern, which was very strange for me because I would imagine he would always be better on the longer patterns because of how he throws it, but he's obviously likes his short patterns too. So, yeah, Sleepy Sam gets his 247 to beat Santu 212. Santu showing up man. This is just all experience games for him on TV right now. There's not a lot of pro bowlers in the history, except for maybe a few that I could name. Sean Rash being one of them, Tommy Jones being another, that were just like lights out when they got to TV and won instantly. Usually there's a huge learning curve when these pros make the TV. It's a different atmosphere. It's a lot of pressure. There's just a lot of different things, a lot of a lot of lane changes different because of the TV lights and whatnot. So Santu will keep putting himself there, and he's gonna get it. He's gonna start winning. So
yeah, so Cooley, Cooley kind of he ran the ladder in this tournament all the way up until the match against Matt Ogle. All right, who was his next opponent here, Rob?
Simo. He beat Simo 238 to 221.
Yeah,
Simo,
bad. If Simo switches balls earlier in that game, or no, wait, sorry, I'm thinking about the Scorpion. The Scorpion is where Simo started with the Pearl Idol and then went to the regular one. Am I correct? Or was that the Shark?
No,
No, Shark. He was throwing the gem.
Yeah,
right?
the gem was getting thrown.
Yeah,
It looked like an exotic gem. The colors were off. It looked like the gem usually has like yellow in it, and even Randy made a mistake calling it an exotic gem because they look like exotic gems, but they weren't. Yeah. So he bowls Simo. That was a good match. I took Cooley before the show to climb the ladder. Am I betting? I didn't bet a lot these shows, but when I did bet, I kind of pick and chose my spots. Um, so I had Sam Cooley running the ladder. He gave it was a, I believe I was like plus like it was like $5 to win like 65. So it was a decent amount of odds. So after Cooley got through Simo, I knew Cooley was averaging 240 his first two games. I knew bowling Packy on a long pattern that Packy was probably going to be throwing a urethane ball, and Cooley had a great look on this TV pair that it was even money. It was like plus one. It was like minus 115 on this match. So I threw an extra like $30 on Cooley to beat Packy, and that's exactly what happened. Packy just couldn't strike. He couldn't get his urethane to strike. Um, another Another lefty Mike throwing urethane that I wish I would have seen some reactive go down the lane after like the third or fourth time when Packy threw it and he flat sevened. I'm like, man, you got a guy Cooley who's Mike, right? Am I wrong here? He's averaging 230, 240, has a great look. You know, two O's and two teens aren't going to do it. Yet, another lefty stays in the urethane a lot longer than they should.
yeah, it was pretty clear that, and I know that there was a comment about the racks during that match, but yeah, it was pretty clear that his carry was not going to be good enough to beat Cooley. And I know this made you happy, Rob, because I know there's probably nothing you like better than watching four matches in a row of Sam Cooley bowling.
Oh, man, I look. Sam is a good dude. He's a
Uh,
he's a great player. He is. He's an amazing bowler, right? He bowls in my area. For TV though, for fans, for viewership, and I'm honest, right? He's boring. He has zero emotion. There's zero interaction with the fans. There's zero at all. I mean, maybe one clap out or something, and it's like I'm like dying here for some like Grondin and for some Sean Rash and for some Simo. And that might be the comment of the night. I got to read it. Kevin Hebert, Sam Cooley is urethane in human form. It's like Dave Arnold all over again, Mike.
my man is just vanilla out there, bro.
I know. You want to
Seriously.
talk about serial killer? He's in serial killer mode, but it's for fan viewership and for entertainment purposes, you gotta help me out here. Give me something, man. Like, oh man,
We do not ride with in all of our breakdowns, right? And I gotta say, like, put Sam Cooley on my not ride with list permanently. Okay, because like I can't imagine what it's like to go on a 10-hour drive with that dude. And I mean, I know I'm judging and I'm assuming like he's the same person off the lanes that he is bowling for his living on the lanes, but there's got to be some similarities between the competitor and the regular person. And
look,
I don't know, man. I mean,
all I'm saying is, look, okay, I don't want to. If he's winning, right, and I agree with Nico, right. If he's winning, all power to him. I'm not saying he needs to change himself for us, Mike. I'm not saying that. I'm being real. I'm keeping it real with the people. He's like, so Jimmy writes, he's like the T1000 from T2, no effect.
we have some great comments in the chat. Kevin Week says, "What does Sam listen to in the car?
Nothing.
Mozart, Beethoven? No,
No music.
Kevin, nothing. There's no music on in the car,
There's
son.
no music.
There's nothing. He rides in silence.
His thoughts. He's listening
Okay.
to his thoughts.
He pulls over at rest stops and writes in his notebook. The freaking notebook. It was driving me crazy.
Oh, you didn't like that?
Just scribbling and scribble. If I bowled Sam Cooley at a PBA tournament, I would go up to him and grab the notebook and rip it. I'd rip it right up and be like, no more notebook. I mean, oh my goodness, yeah.
Anyway, great bowler,
Vanilla,
man.
bro.
Just tough. Just tough.
Sam Cooley looks at awkward leaves like I look at people who suggest separate checks at a dinner. Okay, he does.
Silence of the Sams.
The silence of the Sams. Oh my goodness.
Sam.
He when he leaves something awkward, the look on his face looks like he just pooped his pants. Seriously. I'm like, that's the most entertainment. And then he gives the Matumbo finger. I mean, that was the most entertainment we got in 4 games was a Matumbo finger.
No, I'm just thinking about what I would be writing in a book if I was bowling. And it would look like, do you remember the book? Do you remember the room in Ace Ventura when he walked into the field goal kicker's room and the laces were out and it was just like, die, Dan, die. And it was just like all kinds of curses and shit. That would be my book. My book would be like, go fuck yourself would be written in like the book, and like it would be like yelling.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
What if Grondin was writing in the book?
Grondin's book, right?
Yeah, Ray Finkel. That was my book would look like Ray Finkel's room from Mace Ventura.
This is a good comment by Jimmy again. An opponent could grab Cooley's book and scribble in his book while he's up bowling. You could put negative messages in there. You could put, you're going to lose. You're going to big 4 on the next shot. Write it real big on the page,
You know what I would do? I would rip out pages from his book, and then I would throw a strike, and I would start throwing the pages
out of your back pocket and make it rain Cooley's pages.
Make it rain Cooley. Oh, man.
It's too much.
That's so great. Anyway, so Sam moves on to beats Packy 242-203. And we get to the final match when it's business starts picking up here a little bit in the final match, Mike. Matt Ogle, right?
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone here. Penny Bolero Chesapeake. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Don't recognize that name from the chat. Yep. Once saw Sam Cooley throw his glasses across the concourse at a regional. It feels like a dream that I made up now, but it happened. 10 seconds later, back to usual form. Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe he's like a volcano. That's right.
He's one of those people that just builds it up and snaps.
Dude,
right?
Yeah, maybe we need Joe, do you remember Chris Collins?
Yes.
Chris Collins would be super calm and super composed, and it would build and build, and it'd be like 10-pin, 4-pin, 10-pin, big 4, and then it would be like literally you'd see like the red, and then boom, it would explode, and it was like literal volcano Mount Vesuvius. Ball return, bowling ball, kick that, punch that, bam, pow, boom, to the moon, Alice, and then literally like you're back to like the next game. Everything is all fine and dandy.
No doubt. So this was a great match. This was another great match.
Ogle.
Standout match to me. Ogle deserves all the flowers, bro.
Dude.
Ogle deserves all the flowers. Let me give flowers to Matt Ogle, because to be in that position, you're trying to win your first singles title. You're the top seed.
Your family's there. Your dad is there. Your wife is there. Right?
And you know what? I'll interject right here. I was going to save this for a little bit later in this match conversation. I love Matt Ogle's people.
His wife was.
I love Matt Ogle. Shout to and he had a homie there too.
Yep.
The dude, right? That dude, Rob. He was Rob Pierce.
Like me.
You haven't seen someone get that excited for a bowler winning a title since me or you was on a PBA show. Okay.
Bill O'Neill Cheetah Championship.
I mean, you and Jeff Butler wowing on the side. Okay.
No, we were hyped.
They were hype level of me at the Bayside PBA playoff finals, okay, where I was ready to punch someone in the face. Love Matt Ogle's people. I wanna watch a Matt Ogle show with Matt Ogle's people. Okay, that's how much I love Matt Ogle's people. Matt Ogle's people, I feel you. I feel when his homie hit him so hard after he won the title, like I felt that so much. Like, oh man, like this is a great moment for them, and this is just like doesn't get better than this in this moment. And
Mike,
it was
I'm
great.
not gonna lie,
But
Mike. I got emotional. I got emotional at the end watching him like in his speech.
well,
I
so
did.
did Ogle. So did Ogle before he even threw the last shot. I mean, man, talk about
You
a
felt
buildup
it.
of emotion.
You felt
So,
that too.
but I wanna give Ogle props here because he missed the 10-pin early in the game, and
Easy to do.
and he was fortunate. He was fortunate that for a couple things, he was fortunate that he was up early. Okay,
He was. Yep.
he was fortunate that he was up early, and that 10-pin miss happened at a manageable time. He's also fortunate that Sam Cooley did not go up and double after he missed the 10-pin. Because if Cooley went up and doubled after he missed the 10-pin, it would have been a tie game with Matt Ogle getting up. And
He
and
left
Rob,
the 4-pin.
you know as a bowler yourself, I know from bowling in competition, if I miss a spare, an easy spare, and my opponent goes up and makes me pay for it, it makes me feel worse about missing the spare. It gets
Yeah,
it gets that negative thinking of like, oh, I'll
100%.
see, the spare's going to cost me. He's going to take advantage of it. But when they don't double and they don't take full advantage of it, it actually, I think anyway, gives you sort of a mental reprieve where you can kind of take a breath and say, all right, I'm still here. They ain't running away from me because I missed the spare. And then, and this is why I give Matt Ogle his props. What does he have to do late in the game to win the title? He's got to make it twice.
Good Lord.
He's got to make it twice.
The
And what
bowling
does he
gods are
do?
cruel.
What does he do on the one that he needs
He
for the
balks.
title? He
balks.
balks. he balks, son. I thought it might have been a tribute to Sean Rash in some way, his boy, but he balks. And Rob, we know if you bowled competition, you know what's going through his head. You know what's happening, right?
He's talking himself out of it.
And for him to get up there and make that shot and then almost have an emotional breakdown.
And it still has to throw 7.
And then to get up and make the shot to win was, to me, that was the highlight of the show so far. I just thought that was a great moment. Like, not the most entertaining moment for the fans watching at home and whatnot. There's not a ton of storylines there or anything like that. But if you're a hardcore fan of bowling, Matt Ogle has been around for a minute. He's somebody that has really worked hard to come up in the ranks of the professional game. And to see him get over that hump the way he did in this match was just awesome. It really was.
Yeah. I know not having a singles title completely probably weighs in on him in his own, accomplishments, like list of accomplishments. You won a doubles title, right? So essentially you're a pro titleist. You have a title. But if you were to never win a singles title and only have a doubles title under your belt, as someone who is bowling, and bowling is mainly an individual sport, especially on the PBA tour, it would be hard to retire knowing that you only had a doubles title. To me, it would be hard. You would kind of doubt yourself a little bit that you needed, a pro, or you needed a partner to help you win your title. Now it legitimizes himself in his own mind, right? In his own list of accomplishments. Now you could retire if he comes down to it, right, and never win another title ever again, knowing that you won not only a doubles but a singles title.
Agreed. All right, so Rob, that wraps up the action, all the completed action anyway thus far, or our review of the completed action thus far. Do we want to talk a little World Championship? I mean,
Well, we did
there
a
were
little
some,
bit already.
but we didn't talk about some. Belmo ran from 12th to 4th.
Yeah, which
Okay,
is
went
not a
11-1 in match play. I mean, this guy, like, even when he's not having his best year, and even when there's others who are performing at a higher level than him, he still does shit that's incredible.
Really?
He still does shit that like makes you add to his mythology like legend in bowling, right? And this is the first example of that this year was him running the ladder to win the TOC, right? And then a deep ladder too, an extended ladder he runs to win the TOC. And then this week he goes from 12th to 4th in the World Championship, 11-1 in match play while averaging over 250. When it's a minefield out there, and there's other guys averaging 250 who are 4-8, for their match play record. So super impressive. Great show coming up on Sunday. Can't say that enough. We talked a little bit about that already. And yeah, you're really getting the best of the best, on this World Championship show. It's interesting to me that, you bowl 72 games and who comes out in the top 5. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week. I mean, the cream always rises in this tournament when it comes to the show, the top 5 show. You're always going to see right now very similar names. And yeah, Belmo's going to have the best odds probably that you're going to want to bet on. And Jimmy's right, who writes in the comments, gotta put money on Belmo. I think Belmo is smart
plus
money.
1,700, plus 1,700.
Yeah, I think.
I bet Simo at the beginning of the week.
You did.
To win the World Championship.
I
I don't think the odds were all that great. I think it was 20 to, I think it was 7-1. I think it was plus 700. It was 20 to win 140. So that I don't even think that would get me close to back to even for the week, but it'll get me something back anyway. So obviously I'm riding with that. So I'll probably throw a couple dollars on Belmo too, just because like you're saying, like people in the chat are saying, you almost have to. There was an interesting question here from David Tolson or comment. There's people saying he's still in the Player of the Year race, even if he wins the World Championship. I don't know about that. I'll be honest. Even if he wins the World Championship, he'd have to win the Players too for me and win three of the majors to really have a case that he can make because he's still not going to have the most titles. And it would be a tough case to make, David, I feel like. So I don't know. I mean, it would make things interesting though. Kevin Weeks with a question too here.
Almost not plus 1,700, by the way.
No, what is he?
Charlie probably got him at the start
earlier.
Of the match play. He's plus 550.
That ain't as enticing, I'll say.
No, Santu is the best odds, plus 900.
Is Belmo ready to hand off the baton? No, I don't think so. Hell no.
The thing about Belmo is I think Belmo is going to take this year, and he's going to go back and be like, you know what? Like, I'm not happy, and is going to come back probably stronger next year, honestly. He's that type. Like, sorry, what did you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, no, you pulled up a comment.
No, that was the comment I pulled up.
Oh.
Is Belmo ready to hand off the baton? That's who you were.
No, I don't think so. I think Simo is and Tackett are taking it. They're not handing it. They're taking that shit. I don't think Belmo's going down lightly though. I think.
Yeah, I also don't think that Belmo's like laughing and having a jolly time while he's bowling this season either. We're talking about a guy who travels halfway around the world and leaves his family for 4+ months to come bowl over here. Like, you think he doesn't want to win and win on a regular basis? I mean, when he's ready to hand off the baton, he'll stop coming over here.
Yeah, I mean, he's already won a major this year. I mean, he's not having a bad year. I mean, right? For Belmo standards, it might be a little bit low, but for regular people, like anybody would take a major this year and consider it a good year.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Rob. I know we're going into super overtime here. Let's talk a little college NCAA women's championship, okay? Because Nico is right. This was a good enough show. That we should discuss it. We should give it some time. Comment here though. I want to bring this up. I'm not sure I understand where this person's going. Simon was emotional fire like Big Mike during position round today. Refused an interview with Flanagan. Somebody, 3Bet1 earlier in the chat said that Simonson in his press conference today no commented every question that was asked at him. So I don't know what's going on. We're gonna have Rob. We're gonna have to tap into sources here.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no.
We have no clue, guys.
Knowledge.
No idea. I'll be honest. I didn't watch a single game of the match play today because it was early in the day and I was working. So I didn't see any of this. And
someone asked me a question in the chat. Rob's best Asian bowlers that I bowled with. There's only one right answer. It's Chun fucking Bay, baby. It's the Queen's. It's the Queen's man, Chun Bay. If you don't know about Chun Bay, then you don't know. You would bowl around my area when I was growing up. Anyway, so
women's championship. Back to the women's championship.
It's funny, Mike. I didn't, and I'm really mad about it that I didn't get a chance to watch this match, Mike.
Well, you ought to find it somewhere and watch it because it was a great match. So, early games were whatever. I'm going to go deeper into the match here. Vanderbilt ends up down 3-1. Okay, they were down 2-1. Then they went down 3-1.
Who they bowl, Nebraska?
No, they were bowling. Oh, geez. Arkansas State. Is that who it was? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, my goodness.
So coming hot with the bowling program, huh?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I got that right.
Nico knows. Nico will tell you.
I watched so much bowling this week. I apologize. Somebody let me know. Am I right? It was Arkansas State?
I don't know. Nico will tell you.
Okay, Arkansas State. All right, good. I got it right. So Vanderbilt, the favorite, I would say, even though Arkansas State was the number 1 seed in this match, right? I still felt like Vanderbilt was probably the favorite here because of the pedigree of their lineup. I would say they have a beast of a lineup, and Vanderbilt ends up down 3-1. Okay, they claw back, they go up, they get back to 3-2. Okay. The fifth game, they won pretty easily. It wasn't really that much of a contest in the fifth game. The sixth game, these two teams basically go shot for shot. Okay, and let me tell you, some great bowling. The anchor bowler for Arkansas State. I wasn't taking notes on names and all that, so forgive me, but the anchor bowler for Arkansas State, amazing performance. Arkansas State had a two-hander, Rob, who threw it amazingly. Okay, threw it amazingly.
One, huh?
Didn't like the ball she was using. Didn't necessarily like what she was doing out there, but she threw it amazingly. There was another bowler for Arkansas State who was not a two-hander, but man, did this girl have some strap. And she was out there, really impressively throwing it. And then on Vanderbilt's side, you got this girl, Mabel Cummings, who apparently is like all everything, all right? Bowler of the Year, Junior Gold, Team USA, the whole deal. Throws it amazing. You got Danielle McEwen's sister, who throws it amazing. You got Carolyn Doran Ballard's daughter, who throws it amazing. Okay, so a lot of talent. There's a girl, Peters, from New Jersey, who's on the Vanderbilt lineup, who I don't think got in on this show. She throws it amazing. So a lot of talent on this this show. Okay,
yeah, sounds
so
good.
Goes to 3-2. Sixth game, it's basically shot for shot. Okay, comes down to the 10th frame. All right, the Arkansas State anchor gets up and aces it and strikes. Okay, to keep her team competitive and with a chance to win the match, depending on what Mabel Cummings does for Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Cummings gets up and she leaves the 3-10. Okay. Arkansas State's anchor gets up while the 3-10 is standing on the right-hand lane. Okay. Arkansas State's anchor gets up, and if she strikes here, the girl's going to have to make the 3-10 to keep their season alive. And Rob, she aces it. Okay? She aces it to put this girl in a position where she's got to make the 3-10 to keep her season alive, national championships hopes alive, her teammates' seasons alive. I think her career alive too because I think she's a senior. I believe, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. Okay. Rob, she gets up and makes the 310
Oh my God.
under this immense pressure. She
I know.
gets up and aces the 310, bro. I'm not even lying to you. It was one of the most impressive spares in a pressure situation I've ever seen, ever in bowling. Like I will put that on the level of Norm Duke making the bucket to win the U.S. Open. Okay, and I'll be honest. Robert Hamilton says she made it like nothing, and she did. But if you watch that show, tell me she didn't look nervous.
Oh,
Tell me she didn't look like she was questioning whether she was going to make it or not. When she got up, I thought, oh, man, I don't think she's going to make this. And, man, she aced it and made it, right? It goes down to a 7th game, okay? Another competitive game that came down to the 9th and 10th frame, and Vanderbilt was able to, just edge out Arkansas State. Arkansas State, to me, didn't – Vanderbilt had better ball reaction. Vanderbilt had – better way of playing the lanes. Arkansas State's ball reaction and the way some of their girls played the lanes, I thought was a little bit questionable. But shout to Vanderbilt, man! What a performance! What a match! Went to 7 games.
I'll have to go check that out.
7 games, all the way down to the 10th frame. Game 6 was just incredible. Game 7 was incredible. It was really good. Vanderbilt ran away a little bit at the end, but it was still a competitive game. And man, it was just super impressive bowling by some really talented young ladies. I've watched the ladies national championship a lot of years. This was by far the most entertaining and best action of a ladies national championship that I've seen in recent memory. So. Again, shout to Vanderbilt, shout to Arkansas State too for putting on a good show. Definitely enjoyed watching it. And Rob, ITCs are taking place as we speak, so that's another thing we should keep an eye on. You and I, we love college bowling, obviously. So, keep an eye on that. If you're watching, it's on Bowl TV. I'll be trying to check it out over the weekend. I love the hypeness of college bowling and the format, double elimination, best of 7, Baker, and just a great event, that I have a fondness for, obviously, for bowling myself. And, I'm sure you do too. So, if you get a chance, definitely check it out.
Nice rundown, Mike. We appreciate it. Yeah, I'll have to go check it out and watch it. But the ITCs, I love it.
Does Big Mike throw it good? Bro, I got videos of me bowling up on the internet. Go check it out somewhere. But I think I throw it good.
Wants to know about what happened to Newman. I don't know where Mike Newman is. Yo, if you know where Mike Newman is, let me know. I'd love to be able to bring him on the show and interview him. If that's the same Mike Newman that I'm talking about.
Three bet one is someone we know. 3Bet1. 3Bet1 is an alias of someone. I might say it's Jeff Butler. I would guess Jeff Butler for 3Bet1. Seems like he's got a lot of information there.
All right,
so,
Mike.
All right, Rob. Let's give the people what they want.
Let's do it.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen here because that's usually so I'm not sure who put this up, but the worst of the week goes to my guy here who had a photo shoot with his bowling ball. So my guy was selling a bowling ball and decided that he was going to take his bowling ball on a road trip, I guess. And looks like a dating online portfolio, Mike, for a bowling ball. So he's got a bowling ball posted.
Yo.
He's got a bowling ball posted by the lake here. He's got a bowling ball posted in the middle of the road by a tree, on top of a car. Now, I actually think this is hilarious. I think it's a great creative way to try to sell a bowling ball. I don't know if it's going to help or it's going to work, but A+ to creativity, for originality. But I mean, literally though, you still get worst of the week for putting this together. So anyway, if you have a chance,
funny.
It is pretty funny. So that's my worst of the week. The online dating portfolio of the what kind of ball is that? I don't even know. It looks like an altered reality, but I could be wrong there. Anyway, that's my worst of the week, Mike. What do you got?
Everybody knows I got no love for cheap people. Everybody who knows me knows this. If you come to hang out with Big Mike, just let's not worry about the money, okay? Because I can't have it like that. So I don't want anyone to get offended by this worst of the week, because I think some people are probably going to agree with the worst of the week poster here. But I'll make my case. I will make my case for why I'm giving this worst of the week. So this is from the Bowling Science Forum. Okay, Bowling Science Forum. James Hendricks. James Hendricks, congratulations. You've won worst of the week here at Sweep the Rack. He posts the following, and let me be clear, not only am I giving worst of the week to James Hendricks here, I'm giving worst of the week to everyone that responded and agreed with him in this post too. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the names, but there were quite a few responses that agreed with him. So and echoed his sentiment. So if you echoed the sentiment of James Hendricks on this post, I give you worst of the week too. Okay, congratulations. Here's what he said. Has anyone here been to Reno for nationals yet? I'm hearing rumors of $15 beers at the stadium. Okay.
It's crazy.
Now, at the time that I screenshotted this, there were 21 comments, and the vast majority of them were all the frugal Franks coming out of the woodwork, and saying, "Oh, that's too much." But can I just say something? You're traveling to a tournament, to bowl a tournament that's probably costing you a significant amount of money.
I'll tell you how much it'll cost you.
Go ahead.
Depends where you're coming from, but Reno is not exactly the cheapest place to fly into, Mike.
All right, so let's be reasonable, and let's say you're coming from Chicago.
Okay. $500, $500 to $600 probably round trip to Reno.
Okay.
Right now. Flights are expensive. Okay, if you hotel, it's probably you're looking at probably about another 100 to 125 a night. You got to be there at least 2 nights. You have 2 days of bowling. Okay, so to be safe, hotel you're probably about $250 to $300 for 2 nights. Okay, so you're already $750. Okay, the entry for the tournament is it like 190, 210, something around that. So average 200, 950. You're 950 without, if you're gonna rent a car, you could take a shuttle, but then you're stuck in downtown Reno. Okay, let's just say you don't rent a car because it's expensive. 950. You still got to pay food. Figure about $25 to $35 a meal, right? So you're figuring another 300 in food, 350. That's not including gambling. Mike, you're in for at least 1,200 if you're staying in a hotel. Now, if you split the cost of the hotel, you could, chip away that if you're staying with friends, family, whatever. But you're in for at least $1,200 if you go into that tournament.
And chances are, you ain't making much money.
Chances are, no. Your chances are you're not making back the $1,200 you're going to pay to go there. Not with the way the payout is now. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? You had
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're traveling to somewhere that's a casino town, and you're spending, 12, 15, $2,000 on bowling a tournament that is probably going to be a losing venture. Do we really have to worry about the cost of beers? I mean, really, and on top of that, you're going to bowl the tournament and you're worried about the cost of beers. Like, I don't know. How about not drink during the tournament and you don't have to pay the $15 for the beers?
Do you know what it is, Mike? I disagree with you here. I think it's the point of that people don't like casinos and don't like the stadium getting over on them.
Yeah, but if you decide to go in that environment, you know what you're getting in that environment.
Right. If you go to like a baseball game, right, you're paying, what, $18 a beer? And you go to the movies, right, you're paying $20 for a popcorn and a soda, right? Now, is that the same thing as what you're talking about?
Yeah, sort no, it's not really because I don't think the thing that makes it to me a little goofy to complain about the cost of beers is because again, you're spending all this money anyway to go to a bowling tournament.
Right.
And the thing that the cost you're going to complain about is the cost of the beers. Like if I'm going to a ball game, first of all, I'm not investing as much to go to a ball game. So if there's $15 beers, it's gonna really raise the percentage of what it's costing me to go to the event in general. Like even if you drank 10 beers here and spent $150 on beers at nationals while you're bowling, it's only a fraction of what you're spending on the overall trip that you're not getting back.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I also disagree with it to a certain extent. And I'm not cheap, but I don't want to pay $15 a beer. You're already paying $1,000 to go to Reno. Now what if I want to drink 3 or 4 beers while I'm bowling? I gotta drop 60, $70 on myself. I don't
Kevin
know.
disagreeing with me as well. I hope you're not a cheap ass, Kevin. Okay. He says, wrong, Mike. Prices in Reno, including rooms, food, and at the stadium have skyrocketed since the last time I was there. And the town is a
No,
shithole. But
he's
listen,
right. He's 100% right.
I understand, but you're going to Reno. You're going to a casino based town. Like, what do you expect? That's generally what it's going to be, you know?
Yeah, but no, but you're wrong though, because you can go to Vegas and you can get pretty decent rooms for cheaper, and you can get beer in Vegas for cheaper than $15 a beer. You go to a casino bar and you get them for $3. Um,
I
so
don't know.
that's I
Like,
think
no matter where if I go to Atlantic City, whether I go to Borgata or Ocean, some of the nicer places in Atlantic City, or I go to Bally's, which is one of the older places in Atlantic City, I know I'm going to pay a premium. I know I'm going to pay a
ah,
premium. There's no question.
I think people will compare Vegas to Reno more than they'll compare Reno to Atlantic City. And
Charlie says sleep at the bus station.
Yeah, you get
Say no.
entertainment. You get entertainment too over there. But look, downtown Reno is a shithole. It's even worse, I heard now. And I need to be clear because Jeff Riggles will chew me out here. I'm talking like the 3 block radius around the stadium is a shithole. A shithole, okay? Um, and the bowlers, I feel bad for the bowlers that are forced to stay there for a week or two. I know a lot of the bowlers now, the pro bowlers, they stay off into the like city, or they spend they get Airbnbs in a nicer area in Reno, and then they just drive in and drive out. But if you plan on going to Reno and you're staying in one of the casinos around the bowling center, be prepared to spend a lot of money and to be in a shithole of a town for 3 days. It's a terrible experience. It really is. And for some reason, and I know what the reason is, but USBC keeps signing, extensions to go to Reno, and it's just like, dude, like, most people are sick of Reno, dude. They're sick of going there. They're sick of paying the money, spending 3 days, $1,500 to $2,000 to spend 3 days in a shithole area if you're spending it in the 3 block radius around, this bowling stadium.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead, Rob. Wrap it up.
Yep.
There's only one final thought from me. World Championship Sunday. Simo versus EJ. Let's get
Yeah.
it.
I got a final thought here, and I just want to kind of touch on it for like a minute. Yesterday was the first time in a really, really long time that I watched professional bowling, and I got a decent emotional listening to Matt Ogle's interview at the end. And I felt like that was me in a weird sense winning my first title. And I don't know why that was, because I don't know Matt Ogle personally. Um, but how it happened and how he won and celebrated with his family and how he got that piano off his back and like how he has a full-time job, like he owns like a landscaping company, right? Like my man like won it, and his emotion was so real, and that interview at the end like was just like such an incredible moment for him and his family. But as a fan watching, who always dreamed as a kid, like wanting to win a professional national title, and never got a chance to do it. You had a really connection and relation with him doing it the way he did it. So I just wanted to just let Matt, if he's listening by chance or will listen to this, like, yo, man, congrats, man. Really, like, I was really happy for you. And I don't know you, and maybe we'll reach out to him to get him on the show, because I would love to like talk to him about it.
No doubt. Absolutely. All right, Rob, we're going to wrap it up. Follow us on social media. I'm at the 215th. He's at Brooklyn Rob 11. We'll be live tweeting the show on Sunday. We'll be on Sunday night after the show to do full wrap-up and breakdown of the World Championship and World Series and discuss things, discuss all the action from Sunday. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit those for us, especially that subscribe button. We would appreciate that. And, Rob, we'll see everybody not too long. We'll see everybody on Sunday.
I can't wait for Sunday's show, man. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to be betting the whole way through. So follow us on Twitter. We'll be hitting people with the betting knowledge, and hopefully we'll pick some winners.
Enjoy the show Sunday. We'll see you Sunday night. Later.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.